Hi everyone, today I'm testing a new watercolor journal, new for me, and it's the Hahnemühle watercolor book. It's the Akademie Aquarell. It has natural white watercolor paper with a fine grained texture, so it's basically cold press, but not too textured. It's supposed to be suitable for all wet painting techniques, and it's acid free, and it has high longevity. It's 200 GSM, which I'm a bit worried about because it's I like when it's 300 GSM better for watercolor because I use a lot of water usually, but I'm thinking it's a watercolor journal, so my sketches shouldn't be too watery. This one is a size A5, which is about 6 inches by 8.5 inches, and it has 30 sheets, so 60 pages to paint on. It has a ribbon to mark your page, and it has an elastic band to close it. It does not have, however, a little pocket on either side of the book. If it's a concern to you, it's not a concern to me at all. It's hardbound, which I really like, and because I don't really like traveling with a spiral bound because it takes too much space, and it lays flat, so you can actually paint on both sides and make one painting on a spread, which you can't definitely do on a wire bound. The cover has a nice fibery texture which looks very classy, and I like that it's very compact and doesn't seem to take much room, although it has 30 pages in it. I've only used it once for this painting, and I must say I really like it. So at first I was worried about the thickness, and there's really no worry at all. It takes water really well, although they were pretty quick sketches and I didn't use too much water, but I did some wet on wet techniques that worked well. The paper didn't really warp too much, but once it dried, it came back pretty flat. Not 100%, but it was pretty good. So I was very surprised with that, and I'm very happy. Another thing that I like is the texture. For cold press paper, it's not too textured, but it's not all smooth like a hot press paper either. Compared to the other watercolor journal that I really like, the Pentalic one, which is 140 pounds or 300 GSM, it has a very industrial looking texture, which I'm not very fond of. I like the paper, but I don't really like the texture of the paper itself. Another thing that I really like about this journal is that the texture of the paper is the same on both sides, which means that you know what to expect no matter what side of the page you paint on, and depending on the signature of the paper when they are bound together, sometimes you might end up with a spread with one type of texture on one side and one type of texture on the other side, which makes it very weird to paint on if you want to paint on the whole spread. With this, you will not have any problem at all. It seems to keep the colors nice and bright. It doesn't really suck in the luminosity of the colors, which is really nice also. And the washes stay wet for quite a while, which is nice also for a watercolor journal. When it starts drying, they seem to be pretty easy to lift. So with just those little exercises, I really like this paper. I still need to put it to the test and do more elaborate sketches, see if I still like it. It was very easy to sketch on it with my graphite pencil. It was very easy to erase. Didn't seem to damage the paper. Also, I used a fine liner, and because the texture is not too rough, the fine liner worked like a dream on it. So really, overall, it's a great sketchbook. What I like the most is the format. I really like portrait size journals rather than horizontal ones, because most of the watercolor journals are actually landscape size, and I just tired of that. I wanted a different format, so I'm very happy that I found this one. So far only pros for this sketchbook. I really like it. I recommend it. I'm gonna try to work on it more and test it even more. I'll keep you updated if there's some cons that I find. So far they're all pros. Up to this point, my favorite watercolor journal was the Pentalic one, but I think this one, even though the paper is a little thinner, I think this one would be nice, or my favorite one to travel with at least. Now for the subject of those little paintings. Last summer, I took a trip to Paris, and I wanted to start doing some travel journals on my channel. I did one already, but because I'm not very good at shooting films, all my footage is very shaky and it doesn't look very good. So my goal was to just show you footages of different places in Paris and then start painting an area from pictures that I took. But again, because my footage was really horrible, I decided not to do it. I put the pictures on the side thinking I would start painting them eventually. Now, because of what just happened to the cathedral in Paris, Notre Dame, that just burned down, not all the way luckily, I thought it would be a great idea to just take out those pictures and find a couple good ones that I took of the cathedral and paint it and be the first pictures that I have in my new travel journal. So I really enjoy doing it. I must tell you that I don't do much urban sketching and I'm just not comfortable doing this type of sketches. I do want to practice more because I enjoy doing it and I enjoy watching other people doing it. I love the results. I think it's very pretty. So these are two paintings that were very much out of my comfort zone. I still lack the confidence in my lines. I was happy that I was able to not sketch too many details because that's one of my big flaws. I still need the confidence to just decide which details to put in and which details to forget about. But that will come with time. I also like the confidence of my color mixes because I want to travel with the least amount of colors possible, and I still don't really know what to mix together to make the colors that I want. But overall, I really enjoyed painting those two little sketches. It took me about a couple hours altogether. Probably took me the longest to sketch them, and I'm very happy with the result. I hope you like this little video. If you haven't tried the Hahnemühle Akademie Aquarell sketchbook, you should give it a shot. You might just like it. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.